All right, thank you, Hannah. Acts of pure evil. Those were the words from a judge today before he sentenced a teenager to the maximum time in prison that he was allowed for murdering 4 family members.
Eyewitness News reporter Leslie Rubin is live in studio after hearing from one of the victim's parents and what state law prevented the judge from being able to say Gavin Smith would never be eligible for parole. Leslie?
Gina, Gavin Smith is 18 now, but he was 16 when he shot and killed his mother, stepfather, and 2 younger brothers who were 12 and 3 years old. It was a trial full of stunning testimony last month, including that Smith was on a video call with his girlfriend during the shootings, who was encouraging him to commit the crimes so they could be together.
There's days that I do anything to take it back.
A brief and emotionless apology from Gavin Smith before asking the judge for leniency.
I'm begging you, if you do grant this alternate sentence Mr. Sullivan's talking about, you won't have an issue on me because I never was involved with it all until December of 2020.
But if it was a break Smith was looking for while facing the possibility of 3 lifetime sentences for first-degree murder, 40 years for second-degree, and another 10 for using a gun to commit the crimes, it wasn't coming today.
You executed your mother and stepfather by shooting them in the head while they were asleep. Then you executed your 2 brothers by shooting them in the head, the youngest which was hiding under his crib. Your actions can only be described as an act of pure evil. Evil. I find that you have 0 remorse for your actions, and in fact, the probation officer reports that he felt that you were justified in your actions.
Daniel Long, Smith's stepfather's parents, recalling adopting him at just 14 months old from an abusive mother and getting the call on December 13th, 2020, that their only son, along with his wife, Risa Saunders, 3-year-old son Jameson, and 12-year-old stepson Gage had been murdered inside their home in Elkview.
As the numbness took over my body, I tried to comprehend how someone could have so much hatred to eliminate 4 people, including his own flesh and blood, in such a violent and cowardly way, especially the 3-year-old Jameson, who loved Gavin unconditionally.
I watched the dynamics of the relationship with Gavin and his brother Jameson. I cannot comprehend how he could have taken his brother's life along with the lives of Daniel, Risa, and Gage.
The defense said the home was a pressure cooker that Smith was trapped inside. Long's parents pointing out that the only people who could have defended accusations raised at trial were dead, and their lives had been destroyed in the process.
Holidays will never be the same. Heirlooms are no longer important, and events like taking your son and grandson fishing for the first time will never happen.
Judge Kenneth Ballard saying if it weren't for state law stopping him from being able to ensure Smith would never get out of prison, that would have been his decision. But since Smith was 16 when the crimes were committed, he'll automatically be eligible to see a parole board in 15 years. Ballard ordered the maximum for each crime to be served consecutively, one after another.
You murdered your entire family in cold blood, Mr. Smith.
You may remember the verdict in this case was a little unique. Jurors found Smith guilty of a lesser crime than first-degree murder, but just for killing his 12-year-old brother. Now, after that trial, we exclusively talked to a juror who explained the reasoning behind that verdict. You can watch that story right now on WCHSTV.com. Reporting live in the studio, Leslie Rubin, Eyewitness News.